I recently saw a company where, according to web analytics, 0% of new leads came from LLMs. 0. Then they started asking everyone who filled out the lead form, where did you hear about us? More than 20% said ChatGPT. Together with other LLMs, it was almost 25%. Both numbers are real, 0% and 25%, but they are measuring different things. Thanks to data shared by Peec AI customers Graphite and N8N, I can give you another example. 0.9% of leads coming from LLMs, according to Google Analytics. 9% according to self-reported attribution, a 10x difference. In AI search, click-based web analytics is not enough. To truly understand what is happening, you need additional data from additional sources. Prompt tracking, log file analysis, and yes, still click-based web analytics, and self-reported attribution. Each of them captures something the others miss. None of them on their own gives you 100% of the truth. Together, they give you something close enough to act on. Let me go through them. Prompt tracking is how you measure visibility. It is the closest thing to rankings in the AI world. Here's how you do prompt tracking well. First, you define your dimensions. Topics, intents, personas, maybe sales funnel stages, maybe regions, maybe additional contexts. Then you think about which of these dimensions do I want to report on, and which do I just use to inform my prompt generation. For those you wish to report on, also think how granular you want to go with analysis in the future. Let's say you have 10 topics, 3 personas, 2 intents, and you want to report on topic A for persona B with intent C. That is 60 combinations. This will require at least 300 to 600 prompts. You run those prompts daily against the LLMs that matter for you. Usually ChatGPT, Google AI Overviews, and either Gemini or Google AI Mode. Microsoft Copilot if you sell to large enterprises. Maybe Claude as well. DeepSeek and Qwen for China. Important, you must run these prompts in a way that simulates a user in a browser. The APIs from ChatGPT and Perplexity return different brands and sources from the user interface, because the APIs are built for a different use case. We have tested this with thousands of prompts. Tools that only use the ChatGPT API show you fake data. Others have run the same tests and come to the same conclusion. Then, and this is the part most teams get wrong, you ignore individual chats. You should even ignore individual prompts and daily fluctuations. You only look at aggregates. For example, look at all my informational prompts for topic A over a 7-day period in ChatGPT. That view gives you enough data points to even out the inherent randomness of LLMs. It gives you data that is statistically significant. Your primary metric is visibility, the percentage of chats where your brand is mentioned, or share of voice, which is similar but takes mentions of competitors into account. Average position is interesting, but secondary. Citations are tertiary. One important caveat. For publishers, citations are sometimes the main metric. It depends on your business model and the kind of prompts you are tracking. I always advise people to treat prompt tracking data the way brand marketers treat panel data. Directionally correct, imperfect, good enough to make decisions. If you switch your prompt set, your visibility number can move from 60% to 40% overnight. That does not mean your brand collapsed. It means the panel changed. Don't chase a specific number. Chase the trend and chase your position relative to your competitors. Prompt tracking is a form of synthetic data, simulated in the lab. Log file analysis is real data, hard, server-side, no sampling, data on what actually crawled your site. It tells you how training and grounding bots from OpenAI, Anthropic and Google are behaving on your website, which URLs they hit and how often. Log files are most useful for large, well-structured websites. The bigger your URL graph, the more signal you get. For a small editorial site with 50 pages, the value of log file analysis is very limited. So, log file data is real. Is it perfect? Is it better than prompt tracking? Unfortunately, neither. Log file analysis has many shortcomings. It cannot tell you which fan-out queries were used. It cannot tell you if your content ended up influencing the answer or if it was discarded after retrieval. It cannot tell you if your brand was recommended or how LLMs talked about your brand. And there's no competitor benchmark. Log files are necessary but not sufficient. Web analytics can help capture the 1% to 5% of users who actually click through from an LLM to your site. Useful for understanding what those visitors do once they arrive. Their conversion rate, which pages they land on, whether they are educated buyers, which they usually are, or tire kickers. But web analytics cannot tell you how big the impact of LLMs really is, because it relies on clicks. And with LLM-based answer engines, there are very few clicks. You are just seeing the click-through tail of a much bigger iceberg. Set up a referrer segment for LLM domains, track conversions, use it as a quality signal, not as a volume signal. Since there are so few clicks, we need a fourth data source, self-reported attribution. Quick definition: dark search or dark chat is what happens when someone has a conversation with an LLM, makes a decision, and then types the brand name into Google or into their browser toolbar in order to then make a sign up or buy something. The traffic gets attributed to brand or paid. The actual driver was the LLM, but you will never know. The only way to capture it is to ask people. Every new lead form, every sign-up flow, every onboarding survey. Ask, where did you hear about us? Especially in B2B, I would use self-reported attribution as the primary KPI you report to the CMO. It is the cleanest mapping from the LLM influenced the buying decision to we got a new customer. Speaking of CMO reportings, here's how I would structure it. Headline KPI, self-reported attribution. The percentage of new customers who, when asked, named an LLM as part of their journey. That is your demand side signal. It is the closest thing to AI revenue. Next, we need a competitive benchmark, share of voice, measured by a set of relevant prompts and calculated versus relevant competitors. It is your supply side signal. It tells the C-suite whether you are winning or losing. Then we have a bunch of operational metrics for the team. Citation share, source coverage, number of total LLM bot hits, number of LLM bot hits going to freshly published content, share of LLM bot hits going to error pages. These metrics are too granular for the CMO or CFO, but your GEO team should look at them regularly. This all sounded great, but you have no idea where to start? Easy. Let me give you my order of operation. Step 1. Do you have a GEO team, or at least one person? Or at the very least, a clear owner with a budget and authority. GEO touches SEO, content, brand, PR, social, customer support, sometimes product. I know a Fortune 500 company where 16 separate teams have goal KPIs that support AI search. Still, most of the time, you will find the responsible person within or above the SEO team. Step 2. Do you have all 4 monitoring and reporting pillars in place? Prompt tracking, log files, web analytics, self-reported attribution. If you don't have them, you cannot make decisions. And you definitely cannot prove ROI. So get them in place. Step 3. Do you act on these insights? Are the results circulated, owned, and prioritized? Or do they sit in a dashboard that nobody opens? GEO works exactly as well as the company's willingness to act on what it learns. If the answer to any of these questions is no, fix that before you spend more money on tactics. The tactics do not work without the operating model. Let's wrap it up. Visibility is a panel, not an exact thermometer. Do not chase exact numbers, chase trends. Close the gaps you can close. Improve your share of voice. GEO is brand marketing. It's fuzzy, it is directional. It is also, right now, the highest leverage marketing investment most B2B companies can make. The companies that get this right in 2026 will own the buyer's mind in 2027. The ones that wait will be playing catch-up. Thank you for watching. That was the GEO 101 series. If this was useful, share it with the marketers and SEOs in your life and help them understand AI search.